Hi, my name is Anna and welcome back to my channel. For my May TBR, I have decided that I'm going to do something a little bit different because April was kind of a disaster. Maybe that's a little dramatic. April was a struggle with my TBR jar. So I decided that I am actually going to change things. Instead of drawing specific books out of my TBR jar, I have now changed it to a TBR prompt jar. I understand now why people do prompt jars instead of just pulling names of books out of jars, because there's just so much more freedom in choosing a book, and I think that's what I need. So we're gonna try that for the month of May and see how it goes. Now, if you did not see my last video, I have already chosen my first book for May. In that video, I read the first 10 pages of 3 of my largest books and chose one of those for the month of May. So my first book is already chosen. If you haven't watched that, you can go watch it if you would like. But later in this video, I will share what book that was. So if you don't want to be spoiled, you can go watch that and then come back to this one. So let's go ahead and start with the second book. I have this doesn't look like very many, but there's actually like 20 prompts in here, 19, 20 prompts. I think I maybe need like a different jar and bigger pieces of paper because this looks kind of silly, but there is a lot in here. So let's go ahead and just start with the first one. A new to me author. So I've taken a number of books off of here, so everything that's facing forward on these two are pretty much all of my books. I think I have one more back here, and it's the Chronicles of Narnia. So other than that, we can see everything on my shelf right now. You know what? Okay, I just bought I bought 2 new books this month. One of them being The Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon. I have been seeing this everywhere, and my hope with this is it's going to have a similar feel to The Princess Diaries. So I loved The Princess Diaries. Those were actually like my comfort books for the longest time, and it's funny because usually I need a really good plot, and while those books do kind of have plots, it's more just journal entries. I mean, that's what the entire series is just Mia writing in her journal, and I have heard that that's kind of what this is too, and so I'm hoping that maybe possibly this is going to have a similar feel, because I loved those books so much, but I've also, I don't want to say outgrown them, but kind of. I will probably still come back to that series and read it all over again, but if I can find an adult character version of that, I would love that so much. So anyways, I have not read from this author, so this is a possibility. Okay, Still Alice has been on my list for a while, and I don't think I've read from this author either, and I think maybe I can handle a sad book for the month of May. I was kind of avoiding that for a while, or trying to avoid it in April, and I ended up reading 2 or 3 sad books back to back in the beginning of April. But maybe I could read this one. Paula Hawkins, have I read from her before? Yes, I did. I read The Girl on the Train. I have not read from Brandon Sanderson, but I already have my big book for May, so we're not going to add another one. I read a short story by this author this month. Theo of Golden is back on my TBR cart again. I did not get to it for the month of April. I still have a week left. Maybe I can read it, but will I? I'm going to get to that book. I will. The Will of the Many is also too long. Did I? Okay, this one was also on my April TBR. Did I read it? No. To be fair though, I wanted a thriller for April, and I am in the middle of 1, technically 2, I guess, is the other one. I'm not sure if it's a thriller or if it's just a mystery, but I ended up reading a thriller, at least 1, maybe 2. So possibly this one. Oh, I could read Land of Silence. I have not read from that author yet. And I could read Demon Copperhead. I kind of want to read Still Alice. I think maybe I will. I'm going to choose this one for that prompt. Okay, a new to me author. Okay, fun. Moving on. Our third one. Second prompt. A favorite author. Did I not mix these very well? You know, Kristen Hanna is a favorite author for sure. And so is Francine Rivers. Okay. I had gotten a suggestion in one of my other videos about A Lineage of Grace. This is five separate stories. So it was suggested to me that I read a story on here, like if I'm intimidated by this book or if it feels like too much for a month, to just read one story and then put it back on my TBR shelf again. And I thought that was such a good idea. And so I think I might do that. Just start with one story and then put it back on my shelf for the next month and I can read the next story. So I thought that was very clever. And thank you to whoever suggested that. I love that idea. However, I think I might go with Fly Away. I read Firefly Lane a couple of years ago at least. And I keep saying that I'm going to go back to this because I want to watch, I think it's a Netflix series now, and I really want to watch it, but I want to finish reading the series first, or the duology. And so I need to read this one before I can start that show. So I think I will put this on my list for May. So our third prompt and our fourth book is, pick a number for a genre. Okay, let's list our genres. Here we go. We're going to do 1 is general fiction. That'll include like literary fiction, contemporary fiction, etc. 2 is going to be fantasy. 3 is going to be a thriller, mystery thriller. 4 will be Christian fiction. Do I have anything else on here? Historical fiction. 5 will be historical fiction. Hey Siri, pick a number between 1 and 5. 3. That doesn't feel very random for some reason. Okay. A thriller, a mystery thriller. So I have Into the Water and Her Pretty Face. Oh, I'm reading this one already, so not that one. Those are the only 2 on here? Wow. Well, once again, let's choose this one and maybe I will actually get to it. Okay, and last one for May. Matches current mood. Do I want to read this? I need to pick something for my Kindle. And I know that this is going to be available soon because I requested it like a week or 2 ago and I was the first one in line. So I know that this one is coming up and I am in the mood to read it. But I would like a Christian fiction as well. I think I'm going to do this one, which is crazy because that's also a giant book. Am I only going to be able to read 2 books in May? Maybe. Oh, I do kind of want to read a Christian fiction. And I don't have any for this month. I wonder if A Lineage of Grace is on. Let me see if one of those books is on Libby. Because if it is, I think I will choose one of those. No. Okay. A Lineage of Grace is not. Land of Silence is not. What a bummer, because I do need a book on my Kindle and I don't think any of those are available. That means all of these that I chose are going to be physical books and I can't read a lot of physical books right now. I have to have something on my Kindle because that's when I read the most is during the night. Fly Away is on there, but it's not available yet. I'm gonna place a hold for it. I have a hold for that and then I have a hold, I think, for Bersinger. I do. Okay. In that case, if I can get to it, I'm going to start A Lineage of Grace. I will read one story from here. Okay, so if you missed my video, my last one, I'm going to reveal what book that was. Gone with the Wind is my first book for May. This is probably going to be my physical book, and so it's going to take me a while. I'm probably not going to finish it in the month of May. For a new to me author, I will be reading Still Alice. I don't think I've ever read from Lisa Genova before. So we'll be reading that. For favorite author, I chose a book by Kristen Hanna. I'll be reading Fly Away. For choosing a book by genre, I will be reading Her Pretty Face. Hopefully, this is the second time that I'm choosing this, so let's hope I actually get to that. And matches my current mood, I wanted to read a Christian fiction. And so I will be reading the first story. So that is my stack. And They just fell. It's fine. Okay, those are my 5 books for the month of May. Will I get to all of them? Probably not, especially because I am starting Gone with the Wind. But I have variety, and this was a lot more fun choosing and felt a lot better than the month of April. Okay, this was fun. I think I might do this again next month. Quick question for those of you who have prompt jars. What do you do with the prompts that you've already chosen? Do you put them back in the jar and then mix it up and maybe choose them again for the next month? Or do you set them aside so that way you keep getting new ones until you run out and then you put them all back and start over? Let me know. So I'll set these aside so that I don't choose the same ones next month. But let me know what I should do. What do you guys do? I don't know. I have a parking pass from when we were in Portland in 2019. This fell out of a book somewhere. Anyway, hopefully this was a little less chaotic. It felt less chaotic to me. It felt more open-ended, which is what I was hoping for. So yay for that. I'm excited for all these books. I'm looking forward to starting the month of May and starting Gone with the Wind. Well, technically I've already started it. I've read 10 pages, but picking that back up again is going to be very exciting. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.